Hi everyone, Misilla here, Learn to Grow. I hope that you guys are having a great day. So today's video is just a quick tip on how to prevent decomposers such as snails, slugs, woodlouse or roly-polies, millipedes, centipedes, or even earwigs from eating your vegetable and or other crops. So these organisms live on the top layer of the soil, which can range between 5 to 10 inches. And even though they feed on decaying matter, if your plants are accessible, they will eat them as well, even healthy plants. So this is what happened to our row of lettuces that I sowed densely. I planted them densely because I usually harvest the outer leaves, but then again it actually made a home which pretty much housed these critters. So the best thing to do is try to remove the lower leaves, get them off the ground, and this will also increase airflow, better airflow, which will also prevent diseases. So this is the same thing that you would do with tomato plants. I usually prune the top 12 inches of the main stem. So top to 12 inches from the ground, I usually prune the lower leaves off so that way it can prevent diseases, allows it to have better airflow as well. So in the video, I showed the before and after, and within 7 days, you can see the significant difference. The plants looked healthier. They had more room to grow because I actually thinned them out as well. I removed some of the smaller, unhealthy looking plants, but also I didn't see any more signs of bugs or other critters munching on the leaves. They look really healthy. Well, I hope that you guys find this video helpful, and let me know how things are going for you. If you have any other tips that you'd like to share, leave a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, everyone, and I'll see you on the next video. Happy gardening! So I noticed there's a baby slug on that leaf, and also I saw a couple of woodlouse or roly-polies. See that? There's another one right there. As you can see, the bottom leaves are starting to decay, and that's what they are attracted to. But also, leaving the bottom leaves intact will give them a place to hide. Here are more leaves that I'll be removing. There's another slug right there. There's another roly-poly in this one. So I noticed that when I'm planting the lettuces or leafy greens very densely like these, if you don't get to harvesting the lower leaves fast enough, they will eventually break down or start to decay. And that's what these little critters are attracted to. If you guys decide to plant your lettuce densely like this, just make sure to harvest the lower leaves first. That will also allow some aeration and some light in there, which will make them less susceptible to diseases or insect pests. So I'm going to go ahead and remove any damaged or decaying leaves. Also want to mention that the damaged leaves can actually take away energy from the plants to try and repair them. So it's best to remove them as soon as possible, so that way you can revert the energy back to the plant in producing more leaves for you to harvest. So here are a couple of snails that I found, and at least over 20 baby slugs. So if you guys live in an area where these are common, keep those plants pruned back, remove all those decaying leaves as well as damaged leaves. That looks so much better. And I also ended up pulling some plants that were severely damaged and or that were pretty small, that did not grow well. So now they have more room to grow, also some airflow and more sunlight, so hopefully they will be healthier. So it's been a week since we trimmed off the damaged and decaying leaves, and look how much they've grown back and filled in. They are looking much healthier, lush and green, and I haven't seen any signs of slugs or even roly-polies. So I don't see any damage on the leaves like I did about a week ago. So the same applies to any other plant. This is flat leaf Italian parsley, and as you can see, something's been munching on the leaves on this part of the plant. So these are turning yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these. I'll just pinch that part off. So the rest of the leaves are still green and are looking healthy. So I'm going to only remove the ones that are starting to yellow or die back. And remember to compost your trimmings. I might actually feed some to the chickens. As long as you try and keep the lower leaves pruned back, and this applies to any plants, even healthy plants. When the leaves touch the ground, they will attract these insect pests and critters, and they will munch on their crops. When I harvest romaine lettuce, I usually start from the bottom leaves first, and I just work my way up. So that way it'll keep the leaves off the ground and it'll let the plants continue to grow and mature. Here is one of our tomato plants. This is a cherry tomato. I think it's sun gold, growing in a 15-gallon container. Anyways, just want to show you how I prune off the lower leaves and suckers. So that's about 12 inches above the soil. There are no leaves or suckers growing on the lower part of the tomato plant. This will allow proper airflow and also prevent soil-borne pathogens from splashing up onto the leaves as you water the soil. Sometimes that just happens and it's hard to avoid it sometimes. And this could also make insect pests more visible. Thanks for watching, everyone.